Oh, have you got 2 angles going?
Yeah.
Is that... Oh, cool.
I'll check you out.
Nice.
Professional. One's just going to be our legs in the shorts.
Yeah.
That was just going to be our bare legs like bouncing around.
My really red thighs.
It's going to be my terrible steak and egg socks.
Steak and eggs.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So you guys were you both born in Lancaster or?
I mean, vaguely speaking.
Yeah.
We're actually both from the countryside.
Oh.
Essentially, I live on the edge of a moor. So
Okay.
I live in the middle of nowhere, like kind of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes? Maybe that's the wrong sort of reference. Sherlock Holmes when he went out to investigate something on the moors. No, I live, in a very desolate area.
So it's kind of like you knew all your like neighbors and everything.
Yeah, well, I didn't really have many neighbours.
Oh wow, it's that distant.
Yeah, but it's beautiful around us, and it's not too far from different places. But we were very much cut off from culture. It was only because of our parents that we really sort of found music and art and theatre and whatnot. So
Not really my parents.
well, my parents have a little bit, but yeah.
I love them, but music taste isn't the best.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they play when you were growing up?
Christian rock.
Oh, so your whole family was like Christian, like very religious.
Really
Yeah.
religious. Christian
My family
rock.
was split.
Oh, was it like
bit.
a really like religious town where you guys like?
No,
No.
not at all. No.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the school kind of was, but we live like sort of half an hour from each other, which in the countryside is quite far, like sort of 20 miles from each other.
Yeah.
And then 20 miles to the nearest city.
Yeah.
So we weren't, so we were relatively,
So,
secluded.
but like, what kind of music did you like listen to? Like, what were people listening to in like those areas?
Round us, well, let's put it this way: when we started making the music, we were really given a lot of grief for doing
We were
it.
a bit of a joke. Like they were like,
Really?
they were like
Yeah.
dance music. What's this? You know?
Because they all listened to. What they listened
It was
to?
bands. It was
everyone's in a band.
sort of
really,
is indie like mod sort of culture,
And
which
you
we
were in
grew
a
up
band,
listening
right?
to.
Like you guys were in like a few bands growing up.
I used to be in a few bands. Yeah, it's been some funny bands.
Baz yeah.
It's-
I
it's-
actually only produced, but you,
Yeah, I was just a band, and I must clarify, to be fair to my parents, they got me all the, they got me guitars and stuff when I was a kid, so they are very, very important.
Oh,
it's
wow.
just I had to find like soul music and jazz and all that stuff. Like we both did after the fact. We had to proper delve because you sometimes see these interviews with artists and they're like, oh yes, my dad, he had an extensive record collection of 70s Brazilian soul and jazz, and it's great. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. But luckily we have the internet to be
but your
our
parents
guide.
are like creative though, right? Or what do they do?
Sort of. My dad's a doctor.
Yeah.
But my mum used to play guitar, and she can sing actually. So
she
does,
did that full time or?
No, not full time. She used to do that when she was younger, and and then she
Yeah.
studied anatomy at university.
Oh.
Very academic family, my family.
Yeah. And they pushed you to study, or you didn't?
They were. I mean, at first they were. I mean, like in school they were like kind of a bit. Like, do the music, but make sure you keep going to school and get your grades. But then after, it all started kicking off, they're very supportive. They've been very, very supportive this whole time. So I'm very grateful to them.
Like common that your like friends growing up were like creative people and doing creative things full time, or were they mostly like academics? Like you got to be a doctor.
No, it's varied round us. I mean, my mum's an artist, so it's kind of different for me than Adam. So I was given a bit more of a. I left school early to pursue this, which was debatable because my dad was a teacher.
Oh.
He was a head teacher as well. So it was like I'm kind of going against the grain, but. I think, actually, weirdly, a lot of our friends, our schools, something's happened with our school where about 3 or 4 different people have got record deals now.
Oh wow, that's crazy. But it's like not even musically affiliated at all.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and
well, it is, but now since all these people
So
they've shut down. It's not.
Oh no, they didn't like push us into this.
Yeah.
It just so happened that within a few years at our school, I think you catalyze each other, you know, you kind of instill like that kind of inspiration into each other, and I think it's just meant that we've pushed, and also I think there's a sense of if they can make it, you have the belief that you can make it as well. So a few people have got major deals. Yeah. Actually, some of our friends we made a track with recently have a massive deal. They just played on American
Seth Meyers. They played live on Seth Meyers. And
they're doing incredibly well, touring the world as well.
I used to be in a rock band with that guy. We were called.
What was the name?
We were called Zolt.
You probably have stuff online.
It does. We were called Zoltan. After Do Where's My Car or Flash Gordon, whatever you want. Yeah. And we played some pretty heavy rock, but I loved it. It was a good few years.
It was fun.
Playing pubs and stuff. We were pretty good. I'd say we were pretty tight for a school band.
What made you not want to continue that?
Like, they were the best band in school.
We were the best band.
Oh, wow.
Come on. But everyone's
the best DJ.
Like,
Joe's the best DJ. Everyone sort of
of
dissipated, and so the lead singer Tom, now he's in Aquilo, and he just played Seth Meyers, so he's still doing it. He's doing a different thing, but it was when we were best friends from like 14, 15 onwards.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we used to sit in graphic design lessons, not really doing any work, and just chatting about music and chatting about like early like dubstep basically back in the day, like Pinch and people.
And you guys
like
made dubstep like
pretty much
a little bit.
We didn't know we didn't really know how to make it though, because we were listening to all this stuff and we couldn't really figure out how to make it. They're like, "Blah." So we kind of made our own thing, and that kind of became what we like. And then we hated all the wobbly stuff, and
I think there was never a point where we just listened to that. I think a lot of people, when you fall into a scene when you're like an adolescent, and you sort of go, I'm that person, or I'm this person, and we never really fit into one of those. So we kind of we tried to be that person, and we failed, and we ended up making the music we make now, basically. But failures are the key to success always. I mean, it is a cliche, but it is.
It's true. Accidents are the way you make the best music.
Yeah,
for sure.
How did you go from like rock band to dubstep? It's like a bit of a leap.
I mean,
actually, it was probably me really, because I'd like dragged him into it. I was like, mate, please, just come and try this out.
Dubstep's the future.
Because I like didn't have the musicality, but I had like the technical viewpoint. I knew how to kind of make it, and I needed like this man to come in and help me like get those chords that I was looking for and whatnot. And now we've kind of taught each other.
It's kind of funny for me though, because I grew up listening to rock sort of thing, and I remember when I was really young, I remember hearing like trance or whatever on the radio, and I remember thinking like, oh, this is crap, like anyone could do this. I genuinely remember having that thought, and I had this sort of like, I don't know, back in the day there was the rock and mod mentality, so it's like either you're a rocker or a mod, and I almost had this thing where I was like, I'm not allowed to like dance music. And I remember very vividly watching the music channels when I was younger, in between adverts on TV or whatever, and I remember Around the World coming on, obviously Daft Punk, Around the World. I remember thinking, loving it, but like not wanting anyone to know that I loved it, because my house was so like rock orientated, so I was like watching, I'd be like, it's actually really cool. Or there was another tune, Move Your Feet by Junior Senior, right? Which I like loved, but I didn't want to like admit that I liked it. So it was like.
So it's only you two that kind of share that like low key liking.
No, I've a vivid memory of DJing some like party or something. I can't remember if it was like a house party or an official party.
It was my band. It was my 15th birthday.
And all the girls,
my 15th birthday.
All the girls came up to me and they were like, "What are you doing? Like, you're killing the vibe and this, that, and the other." And now, like 5 years on, I was playing like a Jamie XX remix of something, and then like 5 years on, all those same girls are like going to these raves.
They're actually at the X. They go to the XX gigs now, obviously. At the time, it'd be like, play some Rihanna George, please. Play some Rihanna George.
But you have to kind of I mean, this is almost not worth saying, but you got to stick to your guns, haven't you, in that respect. So, yeah, we kind of avoided playing too many like silly parties, and we said like we're going to do it. We're going to be proper DJs, and then we're going to properly go on. I succeed, but it didn't really work out that way. That was the idea.
Well, that was George's point of view. George was the serious one. It's like, yeah, we're going to do this full time. And then when I learned to DJ when I was like 16, I was like, oh, mate, yeah, I'm just going to play this. Our mate's 16th birthday party, because he's going to give me 200 quid or whatever. So I'll be there just like playing, taking the cash. But
I'm there absolutely skint, like, well, integrity,
yes.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's worked out.
It worked out
relatively okay, so I'll let it slip.
How about music and the internet? Was the first time you found music online, was that through SoundCloud, or was that already like?
No,
it was MySpace.
Blogs as well.
Actually, yeah,
Bebo?
was it MySpace?
Didn't you guys use Bebo?
Yeah, it
was
Bebo.
MySpace and blogs, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's
definitely.
Did you have mentors and stuff growing up, or like, because I mean, getting to like the big kind of music scene, it's a big leap for you guys. So did you have anyone like helping us from like where you're from, or was it mostly just like?
No, didn't have anyone really. I guess that's the thing about having maybe, and I don't mean this in arrogant respect, but having like a different skill set is I focused a lot of time on the technical side of making the music, and Adam spent a lot of time on the musical side. So we worked it out ourselves.
Yeah.
But we did look for people.
Yeah.
Well, and I went into school and I asked, the music teachers about compression and how I can achieve this certain mix and stuff. But and same with Adam, like trying to work out how to create, those chords and whatnot. But the thing is, we actually knew more than them at the same time.
Just from like researching online?
They couldn't really teach us.
And just from doing it yourself, like
you work it out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do it enough, we did it all day, every day. And when I left school, I did it every single day for 15 hours a day. Until I went to sleep, and then in bed I'd just be on my laptop trying to work it out. And then you move that into the studio, and they work out how to do it on the hardware and on real synths, and then we worked out how to record real guitars, and then you step it up again. But we have to say, there's been people throughout, there hasn't been a single mentor. However, actually, in the last 2 months, we've probably had the guy that's had the biggest effect on us.
Oh, wow.
This guy called Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Burns.
And so we've finished an album now, practically anyway. And we've been making this electronic music since we were young, that we feel it is like young music, but the album is much more of a progression really. It's going to have orchestral pieces on, choirs and gospel choirs. The arrangements are way more complicated. Maybe people might find it a bit difficult to comprehend from some of our previous music, but I think for the most part, after a few listens,
I think that's a big leap.
Then you'll get it, and he's really helped us capture, the 60s sound on the guitar, and he's helped us get the grand pianos into the tracks without destroying them or taking over. And those sort of engineering techniques are something that you need someone to teach you. But we weren't fortunate. I think maybe if we'd had that earlier, we might have made a different kind of music.
Yeah,
I mean, probably.
Yeah, I mean, just we always say the few things I want to say. The first thing is the limitations we always say is what makes you who you are. So, if we can't, I couldn't play these certain jazz chords how I wanted to, so we'd just play the same sort of major seventh chord, but that became the same kind of sound that we had or whatever, or the ways that we couldn't, like, we didn't know how to sidechain properly, so we'd use like this like plugin that would do it for us, and then it would, like, you know, would define the sort of sound that we use. But Tim, it must be said, has been amazing, because he knows that because he's in his 40s, he can record anything. He can record, and he, you know, like, we'd record, just an example, we'd record a bass, I play the bass, we plug it straight into our sound card, no, straight into our preamp, sorry, then into the sound card, whereas he plugs it into his, like, 1968 bass amp.
Oh my god.
Has 3 mics recording
that
it.
Must sound so
and
good.
Goes through all these crazy things, and it just sounds amazing, and it's just, you know, it's like it's invaluable information. It's like, you can't, it's just amazing, the type of stuff that you learn.
I think we're fortunate as well, because, you know, we started when we were, well, really when we were 16, but properly when we were sort of 17, 18. And to have, like, some success very early on, and to get into, we've been in so many pop sessions with writers, and being able to work with so many people. And for most people's careers start about now when they're like 23. So we feel so fortunate to have had all that experience. And, like, to be bringing out the album now, even though we missed maybe, like, the initial wave, like, I think the album we're going to bring out is going to be so much better than what we would have done if we just, you know, got it out when the hype was there.
And it also means that we can just, because we've had this, you know, like, this tug of war with record labels for like a couple of years, and we're finally free, basically, to do exactly what we want. And because we kind of missed the wave, now we just can do what we want, and we've just made an album of stuff that we just genuinely love. And doesn't really sound like that much, in our opinion, which is you know, always been our aim, was to try and be unique. So I think it's a good thing that we missed the wave, because it means we can just be like, well, here it is now. Surprise.
I think, you know, the music we made initially, when we made it first, wasn't popular. And now people look at it, and some people in England as well would say, you know, oh, it's that kind of music. Because a lot of people then made it afterwards. And not to say, you know, we created this music kind of thing. That is not at all what I was saying. But it was definitely, it wasn't just a common style of music, and now it's become a little bit more common. It's going to be nice to come again and do something completely different to all our peers. You know, there's disco tracks in there, and there's still, like, R&B kind of references and stuff, but it's just a little bit, it's a bit weirder, and there's live drums, and it's just got a bit more movement to it. So. Anyway, I don't want to hype this too much, because maybe everyone hates this album.
On Twitter, everyone's like already so excited. So.
We basically,
we feel excited to finally have finished the piece of music, and we've had some low points over the last couple of years.
It's taken, like, the culmination of this album's taken about 4 years, 5 years to be, I'd say 4 years to make. So, and it's now because we've got to the point where it's taken so long, we were just like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. So we have gone completely overboard with, like, recording live strings and
oh my god,
all this stuff. But it was just,
Actually, I was going to ask, since you started music at a young age, did you ever feel like you were being, like, manipulated or scanned by, like, record labels because you weren't sure what you were doing?
Completely,
I mean, I think most people,
so you didn't like have anyone pretty much to talk to, so you're just like, okay, sure, like.
Exactly.
And also, you got to remember when I said to Adam when we were leaving, when I left school, I said, we will get a record deal at the end of it. The aim was to get a deal at the end of it.
Right.
So when we did inevitably get offered that deal, it was like, right, okay, this is it. We can now pay the rent, we can pay for the equipment, you know, we can live the life that we've been dreaming of. So we jumped at the opportunity without anyone telling us what that might entail, and what that could mean for the music and the future of our kind of creative control and whatnot. So it's been good to sort of retain that again, and regain that, and sort of you know, get back in a space where you feel like you can make what you want.
Yeah.
Because there was a period of time, like a year and a half ago, where every time we went in the studio, it was like, we've got to make like the biggest hit in the world right now.
Yeah.
And if we don't make it, then we're a failure, and that's it.
So they gave you like a lot of pressure and stuff.
A lot of pressure, yeah. And it's like an impossible situation to write good music. If you have it in mind, this has to be a hit. It's never going to be good.
It's so stressful.
Yeah, it's never going to be. And it's also one thing that I never realised that labels do, which I mean, we were both very naive when we first started. Yeah. We got signed when we were 17, 18, under maybe some bad guidance from management. But that, whatever. And we were like, oh, so we're just going to make music that we like, and that's what they want as well, and they just want to like our music.
Yeah, exactly.
But obviously it gets bastardized into what it is. But, I mean, the worst part of it was when we were doing these sessions about 3 years ago, we were going in with pop writers every day in London, getting the tube in and doing this. It was really quite a depressing experience. And we were like, at the end of it, we were like, why do all these tunes sound the same?
Sounds like a 9 to 5
It's
job.
like, it was like,
it was,
for sure. But it was like, why do all these tunes? We'll start a tune.
Worse.
It was worse.
We were working like all day as well.
Yeah, we were working long days, but it was like we'd start a tune at 80 BPM, say.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, whoever was writing it was like, wait a minute, let's just put a 4/4 kick on it and make it a house tune. And every single time, and we were like, what is going on? And then eventually we got friendly enough with one of the writers, and he was like, you do know that the label has been sending us guidelines and sending us references for tunes. So every single person who came in, they were like, it has to sound like this. And we that and
you
that
guys
was
didn't even know.
We didn't even know. They never told us this. So that was a big revelation. That was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
There's two important things to say here though. One is like obviously after that we went right, okay, we have to make a personal, like, we're relatively sociable people. Relatively. I think we're
horrible.
I think, you know, we can get on with most people, but there's certain people that you connect with better, especially musically, and those people we've chosen now will only work with them. So we've said, right, we'll only work with this guy, and occasionally we'll say we want to work with them. And if they don't want to work with us, that's fine, we understand. But if they do, and we get on well, getting on with them is so important.
It is.
Because that's when you make the real art. When you can hang out afterwards, you can go for a meal, they can sleep over at your house, whatever. You know, we have some writer friends now who we literally like, they could sleep in our bed and it'd be fine. And then we go to the studio the next day and we can write a song that means something.
Yeah.
Whether those other writers, it was very shallow, there wasn't any depth to what we were writing about. And even if you're making a dance track, you still need to be able to conceptualize what you're trying to do. And if you're on the same level, you can do that together and you meet.
Yeah.
One other thing to say though, just on the flip to the label, is that we have to say a bit of a thank you, because we would never be in this position if we didn't have like, they put the money behind some of these tracks. Otherwise we would just be another like DJ, a smaller artist.
And they got us on the radio, which in England is very, very important. Like still to this day, it's key.
And we're grateful.
We are very grateful. It's true. It's true. Good job for saying that. Because we spend a lot of time slagging off labels and stuff, but it is very important.
Yeah.
But it's just the manufacturing that goes with it that we're not happy with.
How else do you think you've changed like since then when you first started out?
Like, I mean,
personality.
I think I've become like an arrogant prick. Everyone hates me now.
I think I'm an introvert now. I don't know. I mean, I think we've learned now to deal with pricks and assholes. I think because you meet a lot of them in the music industry. So, you know, I mean, you know it.
I think
I think we've learned to like know to read people and know who's got good intentions and who doesn't, and who actually we want to hang out with, and how to instead of just going like, go away, like how to kind of like gently say like, okay, am I gonna leave now?
Yeah.
See you later. You know?
I think that's true. I think also if I were to give a tip to any like musicians coming through, I'd say you're going to be used, so use them. You know, like that is not a philosophy to live by in any other means away from business, right? Never do that to any of your friends.
Use your friends. Use all of your friends.
Never do it to girls or boys or anyone, right? I don't condone that. That's not cool. But in business, when they've got their own reason to use you, I think there's no harm in saying, right, well, we'll take this, and we'll use that for our benefit. For sure. And it can be mutually beneficial. You don't have to like each other. You can just say, right, I'm going to use you for that. You use me for what you want. That's it. You cut ties.
Yeah.
It was very difficult for us at first because we wanted to make friends with everyone.
Right.
We were like, oh, come on, let's hang out, let's do this. That's not how it is.
Yeah,
it's
it's not how it
all
works.
superficial. It's very shallow in that way.
Yeah.
It's sadly, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
But sadly, that's kind of what the music industry is based on, is using people's art to make money. That's kind of the whole premise of it, you know. But also what George is saying about using is like, and so how we've changed as people is one of the hardest things I think is when you're in these sessions writing is knowing how to say what is going on, like a line that's been said, a lyric, a melody, is actually not good. Because like, I don't know about you, but I do know. We avoid conflict basically and avoid confrontation. And I think that's one of the things we've learned, and I'm still learning, is to be like, and it's better if this is exactly why you need to know the person well to make music with them, is you can be like, actually that line's not very good, or actually that melody needs to be there, or because if you've just met that person today, that's what a lot of these sessions are. It's like, boom, here you are, meet this person, write a song.
Yeah, so it's being able to say no.
Yeah, and tell them what you actually think instead of just being nice, which is really quite hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And I'm definitely really bad at it, and I'm still learning.
And we all know that, because sometimes you have that friend that you like kind of know, and they're annoying you a bit.
You don't Can I stay over? And you're like, that's fine.
Yeah, so
it's a life skill. It's not just a music thing, but it's hard. It's hard.
It is so hard.
It's very easy to avoid confrontation.
But when you're trying to create art, it's important.
Yeah.
And just to like cap this off is the one difference between, say you're in a band, the conflicts that you're gonna have. Obviously, we have our own like little issues sometimes, but for the most part, we're working with singers or other instrumentalists. So bringing them in is very different. If you're in a band, you're always together working, thinking about those things. For us, we're thinking about those things, but then when that person comes in, if they're not connected in this idea that we've got, then it becomes very frustrating. Yeah. It's a different way of going about creating.
Yeah. Actually, about being a duo, were you guys ever scared of like being a duo and like ever falling out, and then you'd have to like start again on your own and everything? Like, was that anything?
I mean, it's not that we're scared. We're not scared of it, because I think we both we knew from the beginning we were in this shit together. Basically, we were like, we're gonna do this together. But we definitely had tough times where he hates me and I hate him. But we'll always have the underlying love, so it's fine. Yeah. But I think there's just conflict will always arise between two people if they're together for a long amount of time.
Yeah. It's been like most of their lives by now.
We spent like 10 years together. We're like a married couple.
But to be fair, we are fully like a married couple.
We literally are.
You guys like stay at hotels together, like travel together.
I'm not in his bed though. Right. But
we got separate rooms.
But that did happen.
Yeah, when we first started out, we get the early gigs. We have obviously, we don't have any money, so we stay in the same hotel room or whatever. I remember one time.
It was quite fun though.
It was funny.
It was like a sleepover.
But it was exciting as well. Because it was like, I remember one gig, pretty much the first proper gig we ever did. we paid for our own trains down to London.
Yeah.
And we played at Cable, that's now closed now, sadly. And we played the show, stuck around as late as we could, and then just went to London Euston train station and just slept in the train station.
Wow.
So we had no hotel.
Yeah.
Just slept in the train station together, like, oh, it's quite cold, isn't it? And then got the first train back at like 7 a.m. or whatever.
We had a couple of moments where, like, we're not like playing the sympathy card.
Oh no, not all. We're the luckiest guys ever.
I love these stories.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
But we feel very fortunate when we're like in a, lying down like an infinity pool in the Philippines, and we're like,
it's changed a bit.
It's pretty cool. It's not quite a bench in Euston train station.
It's not the floor in Piccadilly when we were really young and we go to like warehouse project, stuff like that.
No, it's true. But no, I think we'll probably always make music together.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like we've been through probably. I mean, we've done it.
Yeah.
We've used every word possible at each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like, I still love him. So it's
Sorry, I feel so
it's good.
Well done. Fair enough. Fair enough.
What does the music you guys make like say about you as a person? Like, how does it reflect your personality?
I think with our music, it is very much like escapism. It's like, I mean, the initial idea to the music when we started making it was a soundtrack to a dream sequence that, like, there were certain different ones that, like, we wanted sort of. It was trying to find like a style of music that fit to like a kind of non-specific place and scene, and I think we failed. Don't get me wrong. I don't think
that's false, because I listened to your guys' music in high school in Hong Kong, and I did feel that.
But I think for us it's like it's not like a literal translation of where we're from. The music it doesn't reflect our culture. It doesn't really reflect like the environment we're from or anything, but it's kind of us like trying to get away from where we were, and then I think we come back round. I think there's some tracks on the record that are about scenes that have happened around us and experiences we've had, and some of them induce like ideas into my mind that are like ingrained in our childhood.
Oh, wow.
And that means something quite deep to me, even though the tracks don't translate that lyrically or whatever. But I think the melodies do evoke that kind of emotion and those thoughts in there. But I think it will change over time for us. This record, the concept behind the record is a day, and so we've made. The first track is Waking, and then we go through the day, and we've tried to make it so that it would fit into a time zone, and hopefully in the record we'll probably write a bit of an explanation about that.
That sounds so sick.
And so then by the night time, so you do get like the dance records that maybe we'll play tonight or something, but there are records or there's tracks on the record that wouldn't work in a club at all. They're much more ethereal and relaxing.
With it then.
and they're more like kind of all inside, and the earlier stuff we made that were like really relaxing music. And then the label signed us, and then it was all like so
Bangers.
You must make house.
So we kind of got like the best of both.
But it must be said though, to be fair, because on the flip side of that is there are definite like things about, because we are from a really beautiful part of the world. Like we're from like it's a really like we're basically the Lake Districts where we're from in England. So and I think the sort of escapism, ethereal side is inspired by the beautiful landscapes around us, and like the bird song and all the stuff that's in the tracks, and it's definitely does stem from that. So I mean, it definitely does stem from that to an extent. But I mean, obviously, like when it's a massive club track, you're not thinking of, you know, the rolling hills in Cumbria.
Sounds like the Sound of Music.
But you know, there's definitely parts of it. But I like to think that this album is the upcoming album is a lot of it is us just trying to be as free as possible, and trying to be, you know, just make us a free sound, as cliche as that sounds, you know. Just trying to, when I think that stems from our personalities of just trying to be open-minded and just try loads of new things, you know.
Last question, what do you guys want to be remembered for?
Not being pricks.
I think, I mean, I can agree with that.
Want to be remembered for not being one of those DJs that thinks they're better than everyone, maybe? I don't know. Which there are quite a lot of.
Yeah, cheers to that. I mean, I think, we're just for being happy and just doing what we want. Yeah. And like, may other people do the same. You know? Because I feel like there's a lot of people that do just like follow that chain or that chain, or do what the parents want to do, or this and that and the other. And that isn't wrong. But if everyone does it, I'm fucked.
Yeah, that's so true. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.